the legal limit to drive in the state of Iowa is .08. You are .202. You're almost 3 times the legal limit.
God damn!
All right. At this time, being placed under arrest for OWI.
On September 21st, 2025, officers with the Ankeny Police Department responded to a call from a gas station employee who reported that a woman had arrived clearly intoxicated and was about to drive away.
Hello. How are you doing tonight? I'm good. So, the reason I'm here, my name's Officer Ricky with the Ankeny Police. So somebody was a little concerned about you. Said you may be intoxicated, okay?
Yes.
And that this is your car. That you look like you were trying to drive away in.
I'm not driving away in that car personally.
Who's driving then? Yeah. Okay.
No, I'm not. Me personally, I'm not.
Who's driving it then?
One of my friends is supposed to.
Right. How'd you get here?
My friend.
Where's your friend at?
That is a very good question.
Because I got some people saying that they watched you come here, put you in the store, yelling and screaming. Okay?
Yes.
So what's going on tonight?
Okay.
Where were you at before you came to this quick start?
My mama's house.
Okay. Where's that at? Okay. What were you doing there?
I was... Okay, it's hard to explain, honestly, because it's like I'm mentally not well.
Okay. I see you got a wristband. Was that from a bar?
Yes, it is, but I went in there and that was before I went to my mama's house.
What bar was it?
I can't even tell you, to be honest.
You don't know what bar you were at?
It was just a call to make sure I was okay. It was just a call.
Hey. Did you see the lady get out of her red car? Or did you see her driving it?
I see her get out of the driver's seat, yeah.
Got out of the driver's seat? Okay.
Here's where things immediately start unraveling. Emma insists she wasn't driving, but we already have multiple civilian witnesses saying they watched her pull up and exit the driver's seat. And legally speaking, that's huge. Officers don't need to catch someone actively driving down the road to establish operation of a vehicle. If witnesses observe control of the vehicle, especially moments before police arrive, that satisfies probable cause in many OWI cases. This also highlights a common misconception. Claiming someone else was supposed to drive doesn't undo what already happened. So ask yourself, when stories conflict this early, who do you think jurors tend to believe?
He saw her get out of the driver's seat.
Which the guy with the beard?
Yeah.
He said he saw her pull up and get out of the driver's seat.
He saw her get out of the driver's seat.
Everybody's the same, so I'm asking.
I'm struggling with.
We're at that bar that you don't remember the name of. How much did you have to drink?
Like one drink.
One drink? What did you have for your one drink? Like a beer, wine, whiskey, vodka. That's what I'm asking.
A mixed drink, I guess. I don't know how to exactly.
Yeah, like a rum and coke or something like that.
Yeah.
Just one of those.
Yeah.
And then you went to your mom's place.
No, I actually, so what exactly happened was I was outside of the bar.
Okay.
Waiting for a Band-Aid.
Alright, so you and your friend are looking for a Band-Aid?
It don't even matter, bro.
Why doesn't it matter?
Cause
Why doesn't it matter?
Cause it don't matter. I ain't dumb. I know exactly how this shit works. So you do whatever you want me to do. I'm not talking. However you want me to cooperate, I will do exactly what y'all want me to do. I'm not saying nothing else. I'm not doing nothing else. I'm not resisting. I'm not doing nothing more, doing nothing less.
So if you live in a car, why are you down here?
What the f*** you mean? What?
What are you doing down this way?
Hello, it's Ankeny. What? You expect me to live in Elkhart my whole life with no... I'm confused on what the question is, I guess.
You said you were at your mom's house.
Yeah, I'm at my mama's. That's where I live. Everything like that. She knows my history. She knows my past. She knows everything that involves with me. It's just hard on her.
This is a moment that feels raw. Emma brings up her mental health, her past, her struggles, and her mother. And emotionally, it's hard not to feel for her. But legally, none of that negates impairment. Officers are trained to acknowledge distress while still focusing on observable facts. Slurred speech, confusion, inconsistent answers, and physical instability. This is also where viewers often split. Some see compassion, others see deflection. And that raises a powerful question. Should emotional hardship factor into enforcement decisions? Or does the law have to remain cold and consistent no matter the circumstance?
Oh, what do you guys have now?
I'm asking what your name is.
No, not you. Them.
What
have a sidebar
yeah,
conversation.
what's your name?
Emma.
Emma what?
Bushman.
Can you spell that? You're okay.
Yeah.
Have a seat. You're good.
Perfect.
I was just asking, where's your address? What?
Freaks that lead in there.
Okay. All right, Emma. I'm gonna be real forward with you, okay? Because I like honesty, and I'm gonna be honest with you.
Hold on then.
You're okay. Hey, take a breath. Look at me. Emma, look at me. Emma. Okay. So you've clearly had more than one beverage. I can smell it in your breath, okay? Do you want to try and tell us again how many you've had?
No, I don't know.
Okay. Okay, let's just take a walk over here, okay? I'm not going to handcuff you. I'm just going to walk with you. Will you walk with me? Emma.
I don't give a fuck. Just arrest me.
Let's just walk over here.
No.
Come on, walk.
Let's just walk. Come on.
You answer. Go ahead. Come on. You're fine.
Whoa. You all right? Okay. Just walk over here. I don't want your phone to fall out. Can I grab that for you?
I don't know where it's at.
It's right there.
Oh,
I
okay,
just don't want that to fall out for you, okay? Right here. I got you.
I just took me, Joe.
All right, Emma. We've got multiple people saying you're driving. Okay.
I don't give a f.
So, would you be willing to do a field sobriety test?
Yeah, I mean, I don't get her.
Okay.
I mean, I already can't see straight.
Why can't you see straight?
Because I've been crying. Okay, hold on.
All right.
Alright.
Do you have any medical issues? Do you have any history of a head injury, allergies?
No.
No. Do you have contacts in?
No.
All right. Have you taken any drugs tonight?
No.
Have you smoked anything tonight?
No.
Nothing? All right. So you have nothing wrong with your eyes?
Mm-mm.
Okay. All right. The first test is all you're going to do is follow my finger, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Keep your head still. Keep your hands down by your side. All right. Follow my finger with just your eyes. Do not move your head. Understand? Keep your hands down by your side.
My bad. Sorry.
Alright. Do you feel comfortable walking in your shoes? Or do you want to take them off?
Can I take them off?
Yep, absolutely. You can go to take them off.
Yeah.
I mean, they look good, but I'm sure they hurt.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do it just a little bit.
Alright, I'm going to have you come over to this line right here. Right on this. Perfect. Alright, I'm going to have you put your right foot on the line. Put your left foot in front of your right foot, heel to toe.
Ow. Okay.
Alright, put your hands down by your side. Alright, stay in this position and tell you to begin, okay? Alright. So,
God damn. I'm sorry, my toes hurt like a bitch.
okay. Do you have any issues with your legs, hips, knees, anything like that?
I have issues braces with my hips, chiropractor, but I don't know exactly what she'll take.
Okay. Does it? Do you have issues walking?
Kinda, a little bit. Like I limp with my right.
Okay.
So like I said, I don't know what you give and take from that. So it's
okay. So you have okay. All right.
Okay. So on the night step you turn. It doesn't matter which step you're on, or it doesn't matter which step you're on when you turn. Does that make sense?
So you're gonna take 9 heel-to-toe steps out.
Okay. Okay.
Make a turn with a series of small steps and 9 heel-to-toe steps back. Okay?
Okay.
So return to the starting position like I had you. Hands down by your side. You may begin. Just continue with the test, as I explained it.
I'm going to do an extra one, okay? God damn it! Okay, hold on. God damn it! God damn it!
Let's pause here because field sobriety tests are often misunderstood. These tests aren't about athletic ability. They're designed to detect divided attention, meaning the brain's ability to process instructions while performing physical tasks. Officers document specific clues: losing balance, stepping off the line, incorrect counting, improper turns. Even claimed medical issues don't automatically invalidate results. They're simply noted and weighed alongside everything else. And when someone repeatedly apologizes, loses count, or can't follow instructions, that becomes cumulative evidence. So here's the big question. At what point does explanation turn into excuse?
You know what? At this point, I lost count. I'm not even gonna lie.
Okay, that's it. All right, the last test is the one-leg stand. I'm gonna have you put your feet together, arms down by your side.
Okay.
Stay in this position till you begin. When I tell you to begin, you're gonna lift 1 foot off the ground.
Okay.
I don't care if it's right or left. You're gonna hold it six inches off the ground, toes pointed out. You're gonna look down at your foot, and you're gonna count out loud: 1001, 1002, 1003, and so on until I tell you to stop. Keep your arms down by your side the whole time. All right, which foot are you gonna lift off the ground? Your right foot?
Yeah, my right foot. I was gonna say left.
All right.
What the fuck? My bad.
You may begin.
1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007, 1008, 1009, 1100, 101, 102, 102.
All right, you can put your foot back down. All right, at this time, I'm going to offer you a preliminary breath test. Okay?
Okay.
All you're going to have to do is blow in it, and it's going to tell us your breath alcohol content.
Okay.
All right?
Oh, shit.
All right. Go ahead, blow in it.
Could I see it possibly? No, this?
It's 202. So,
okay. I don't know what that means, but okay.
So, the legal limit to drive in the state of Iowa is .08. You are .202. You're almost 3 times the legal limit.
And here it is, the number that changes everything. A preliminary breath test reading of 0.202. For context, the legal limit in Iowa is 0.08, meaning this result is more than 2.5 times the allowable limit. At this level, impairment isn't just presumed, it's overwhelming. Reaction time, judgment, motor control, all severely compromised. Legally, this removes nearly all ambiguity. Even if every prior statement were questioned, chemistry doesn't argue back. This is the moment the case shifts from investigation to inevitability.
God damn!
All right, at this time, you're being placed under arrest for OWI.
Okay. I ain't gonna, read this.
What was that?
Do I get an answer? Do I get to ask some questions before?
You want to ask questions?
Yeah.
What questions do you have?
Just about like phone numbers and that kind of stuff.
So I'll tell you what's going to happen. We're going to go down to Polk County Jail. We're going to do some more paperwork, some more processing there. At that time, you're going to be able to make phone calls. Okay. Do you have? We have your cell phone with us, so you'll be able to use that to make calls down there. Okay.
Notice how calm and procedural this part becomes. Once probable cause is established, officers shift from questioning to custody, and that's important. Emma asks about questions, phone calls, and next steps, and officers clearly explain the process. That matters legally. Transparency protects both sides. She's informed of where she's going, what will happen next, and her access to communication. This isn't chaos, it's protocol. And for viewers, this is a reminder that once arrested, your words carry different weight. Would you keep talking or stay silent?
Alrighty, so we're going to head back. Alright, remember, have you sit back? Deb, don't sit back on your hands, it's going to hurt.
I figured that one out real quick.
Alrighty.
You can ask her if I can move over there or what.
I think probably the safer option is to pound the medical, you know?
She's got her phone that I can ask if she wants her purse so we can get her ID.
Yeah.
Do you want your purse?
Preferably, please.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll get it for you, okay?
in your purse?
Huh?
Is your ID in your purse?
I'm not 100%. I know it's in my car for sure. I'm just not 100% sure if it's in my purse or not. I don't know if that makes sense. Though.
No, that makes perfect sense. We're going to see if we can grab that for you.
Okay.
This case ends exactly where the evidence leads. Emma was charged with operating while under the influence, first offense, and a probation violation. She was found guilty on both counts. The ruling reflects a convergence of witness testimony, officer observations, failed sobriety tests, and an undeniable breath alcohol result. The broader takeaway: courts don't rely on one factor. They look at the totality of circumstances. Emotion, intent, and explanation may shape the narrative, but facts determine the verdict. If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.